guys, it's Matt from Vagabond Recordings, and as promised, I'm going to do a how I mixed the single from Sleepjacket Up. Now this isn't going to be a tutorial like how to mix, how to do anything really. It's just how I got the results that I did, and then you guys can judge where I went wrong or where I got it right. So I'm going to try and keep it super brief, about 10 minutes is what I'm going to aim for. So today we're just going to be checking out the drums and how I worked with them. I'm going to show you how they all sounded raw. I'm going to bypass all of my effects. Now let's take a listen to how this sounds completely raw. I'm going to try and keep us in the same general area for these tracks so we can A-B them. I've muted the kick copy channel, because I want to bring that in later and show you guys, because it's kind of useless without its effects right now. So let's check this out and hear how it sounds together. Not bad, right? I mean, if I say so myself. That's just from some volume leveling and panning. I mixed a lot of this song in mono, about 80% of the way through. Let's get into the kick and see what I did there. So for this kick, I found that it had this natural like boobiness and really directed and ballsy bass around 70 hertz. So I boosted that a little bit, and I took out a more problematic frequency, same here, and then I applied some compression at the end. So I'm going to mute everything that's not the kick. So let's just hear that from that spot of the song. Not terrible, but you can tell it can use a little something. So I'm going to bring in the EQ and the compression, and it's just going to be this kick drum still. A lot bassier, a lot more focused, and the reason I have to have the compression so hot is nothing against Skylar, but he's very dynamic in the terms of how hard he hits everything. So you have to really compress someone that's hitting light sometimes, hitting hard other times. You need to make it kind of level. I'm going to bring in this other kick copy I did, and let me show you what I did. I took all the bass end out of it because I didn't need it for its bassiness. I needed it to act as like a click pad because we didn't operate with one. If you check out the drum video, we didn't have a click pad, so we used the plastic side of the beaters, and with how full the song gets, it doesn't cut through. So I had to manufacture some extra click in here. So let's hear those two together with all their effects. Take it out. Big difference. There's a lot more high-end attack here. It's getting pretty heavily compressed, around 4:5 ratio, but that's just to cut through the rest of the mix. And snare, everything else we'll find I take out anything under 100 so I can make room for the kick drum, the bassiness of it. So all the rest of the drums, the guitars, the bass has a dip there. The vocals will have a cutoff there, and that's normally because some of the other instruments don't have usable information in that bass range. It's just a lot of like hum and buzz and muddiness. So it's okay to get rid of some of that and free up some room, because bass will eat up a lot of your sonic space and energy. So let's move on. Put a little reverb, not a lot, just a dab on the snare. I emphasized presence point, and I took the compression off because it has some cymbal wash in the background because I didn't gate it properly. So it really brought that out if I didn't compress it. So let's take a listen to those three together. Now, something I didn't do with the snare that I did in their demo was I didn't mic the underside, the snare side, so I didn't get a lot of crackle, and I regret not doing that now, but you can't really make up for it afterwards. So the high tom and low tom, this is just a side effect of my tom mics being Pile Pro. They don't pick up a whole lot of bass from them. But I did take that cut off. I emphasized a bass point, and then I compressed it a little bit, and you'll hear it. They're a little thin and a little pingy for my taste. So let's take a listen to a spot that has a lot of toms and other work here. They cut through fine, so you can tell the toms are being hit, but they're not my favorite sound ever. And also, if you checked out the drum day video, you can tell we had a drum rattle. We tightened everything, but we didn't check the tuning again, and that's a big no-no. You always check your tuning, guitars, anything else between takes. So that was on me. I didn't look at it. But yeah, they cut through, they do their job. Especially when all the compression hits in the mastering phase, then it gets a little bit of that bass back, but not a whole lot. Alright, so let's hit the overheads. We'll go to the stereo pair later. So for each of the overheads, if you watch the video, you know that we did ROTF style, which is 110 degrees apart. And I think the overheads performed admirably, being that they're small diaphragm pencil condensers. I took out the 100, anything below 100 hertz. I took out some unpleasant frequencies in the mid-range there. And I put a real light compression on it, and then I shied away from using the reverb. Just because it added a little too much because the stereo has reverb. So let's check it out with the overheads in it. Yeah, they're very serviceable. They work. I didn't notice anything terrible about it. I have had some better results with some large diaphragm condensers, but I don't have access to those right now, so pencil condenser is what I got. And the ST51s are too bright to have as overheads, and we'll see here when I bring the stereo pair in. I had to bring off some of the high end. I had to layer it off from around 6K. I had a high shelf, so I brought that down because it was actually a little too much. And I actually compressed and EQ'd backwards here. Usually EQ first and then compress, but I failed to do that, and it worked out somehow. And then I have this saturated and some reverb to have a really cool effect. Let me just play that part for you. And you can hear it at the end of the song on the fade out. The only drums happening are the stereo set. So I'll play a little bit from the rest of the song, and then I'll do the outro. Let's move into a verse here. So it creates some nice space. I really like the reverbs that were built into Reason. That's half the reason I use Reason still. This is the limited edition, so I don't have as much control as the new ones. All right, now let's check out the build up and outro here. So it does a very good job of creating like this huge space sounding like we're in a warehouse, and that did an amazing job. I'm really impressed with this stuff here. So that's everything I added to the individual tracks. I'll go over the drum bus here in a second, and then that'll be it for us. I compressed a little bit. I wanted to have a nice tight drum sound. Like I said, with how dynamic Skylar is while I'm playing, I needed to really reel it in here and bring everything together to make a cohesive instrument. Then I added a little saturation for a little warmer sound. Not too much, just like 0.5, just enough. Anything beyond that was too much. So let's hear those drums all together. I'll take us around to a couple different spots of this song. Let's go into the verse here. Alright, and the last spot is the chorus I want to take us into. Well, that's not the chorus. My bad. There you go. There's the whole Sleepjacket drum sound right there. I know there's mistakes I made. And if you guys see something that I did that you think maybe I could have done differently as I show you this mix, please let me know in the comments. And I'll check it out and I'll report back if it improves it in any way. But if you have any questions about anything, please, like I said, comment, like, subscribe if you want to see more content like this. If you want some tutorials on how to actually set some of this stuff up, I'll be more than happy to do that. I'm just briefly going over what I did to get Sleepjacket their sound right now. So I'll see you guys in the next video where I show you guys the distorted guitars, maybe clean and bass. Alright, thanks for watching, guys.